at it again, and we got to talk about the continued resolution because they proposed a new one. Okay, obviously I talked about it yesterday. The original one, which was 1,500 pages, that they tried to drop on Congress a day before they were slated to vote on it, on the House a day before they were supposed to vote on it, was just absolutely unacceptable. And we, the people, made our voices heard along with Elon Musk, who obviously has a lot of pull, and Democrats don't like that at all. You know, kind of funny when a billionaire is on the Republican side, it's a big issue. Billionaires bad, but when a billionaire is on the Democrat side, hey, yeah, cheer them on. You know, it's all good when, the Soroses of the world are on the Democrat side, but let us get Elon and oh my goodness, bad billionaires. Not to mention surrogate he used to be the owner. I think he is still in part a piece of the Dallas Mavericks. Goodness gracious, I'm drawing a blank, but he's a billionaire as well. It's cool when billionaires cheer for Democrats, but you let them cheer for Republicans, and it's the worst thing ever. I'm gonna play this clip really quick, and we'll get into it a little bit more here in a second.
So you're saying, hold on, just back up. So you're saying these four people. You're saying Jeffries, Johnson,
Schumer, McConnell, Johnson, and Jeffries, the firm.
Okay,
they did this.
McConnell and Schumer, they cooked this up for the last 85 days in secret, dropped it on everybody Wednesday, and this is where we are.
Yes. And it has failed. It's failed miserably because the American people are awake. They have access to X. They have access to Water's World. They have access to information and to apps that will help them quickly digest this information. This does not work. It's an historic moment. It's fallen apart. And as a result, somebody's going to have to lose their job over this. I don't think the speaker is going to remain in power. That's my prediction. I'm not in the House. If I'm correct in that, and I think I am, we need bold new leadership, outside leadership, and I think it needs to be a Doge speaker. It needs to be either Vivek Ramaswamy or it needs to be Elon Musk. Look, I was over here a couple weeks ago, House and Senate Republicans for a Doge caucus meeting. I've never seen, we're like, herding cats, Republicans on Capitol Hill. Never seen so much attention, so much respect for two people in our entire caucus in the Senate and in the House.
So you're officially nominating right here on Jesse Watters Primetime, either Vivek or Elon to be House Speaker. Doesn't have to be a politician, could be anyone, can be Speaker. Do they want that job?
I don't know. Look, I'm a little bit skeptical. Elon is kind of busy. He's got like 54 companies that he's running and trying to get to the moon. I suspect Vivek is a little bit more open to it than Elon. I'll take either one of them. Vivek, Elon, if you're watching, please sign up. America needs you.
All right. Well, I don't think Johnson likes you now. Next time you guys see each other walking through the halls of Congress, he's going to probably kick you in the leg.
He is a good man. He's a friend. He's been a friend for a long time. Great person. He's lost control of this process. And I don't know how he can remain in power. We need Elon or Vivek as Speaker.
Yeah, Mike Johnson, he's got to go. He's got to go. And, it's interesting because that's a recurring theme, even from people like Mike Lee, who you saw there, who, if you aren't familiar with Mike Lee, I believe Mike Lee has an A+ on the Liberty Score scale. I mean, A+, 100%. So he is definitely a Republican, okay? He's not a rhino. But Speaker Johnson, he's got to go. He's got to go. Now, whether or not Vivek or Elon is going to be the guy, who knows? I have an idea who I want to be the speaker, and actually it's been floated around quite a bit recently, and that is Byron Donalds. I think Byron Donalds will do a fantastic job as the Speaker of the House. I don't think we'll get some of the same old that we have been getting, which this is the same old song and dance that Nancy Pelosi used to pull, right? Drop this giant, massive bill right before Christmas and force the people of the House to vote yes on it so they can get home to their families. Like, no. We have a Republican speaker. Why are we doing the same BS tactics that they used to? And also, why are you sitting down meeting with Chuck Schumer and Jeffries to put this BS together? And McConnell. I understand they're leaders in their own right, but that don't mean you got to sit down with them. You don't need their votes. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, I just don't like that. I don't like that at all. But of course, Democrats are losing their minds because a new continued resolution was put out there. It went from 1,500 pages to, I believe it was like 116 pages, which, listen, I believe 116 pages, still too long. It failed, and of course, Democrats are losing their minds. Check it out.
And a tweet changed all of it? Can you imagine what the next 2 years are going to be like if every time the Congress works its will and then there's a tweet or from an individual who has no official portfolio who threatens members on the Republican side with a primary and they succumb? This institution has a separate responsibility based upon the separation of powers. Members of Congress don't serve under presidents of the United States.
No, you listen, you serve we the people. And we the people spoke loud and clear. Elon Musk is just our megaphone. We agree with what Elon Musk said, Rep. Neil. We agree with Elon. You will face a primary challenge. 1,000%. If that bill had passed, you will face a primary challenge. As a matter of fact, some of the people that voted yes on it, you still will face a primary challenge. Okay? Because no, actually they didn't vote on it. Excuse me. I'm getting things mixed up. They voted on the new bill, but that one didn't pass either. Mike Johnson never brought it to the floor to vote on the original, which was smart because if they had voted on it, they would have faced the primary challenge. We're done with the games. We're done. It's over with. And we have the backing of the richest man in the world. So not only do we have voices, major voices, because it's not just me. You got guys like Tim Pool, Charlie Kirk, who said the same thing. Hey, these guys are going to face a primary challenge. So you got some big voices that are behind this. But we also got some big funding, too. So fuck around and find out if you want. Okay? Here's another Democrat losing their mind. Check it out.
Because President Musk told them, President Musk said, don't do it. Don't do it. Shut the government down. Imagine. What does he know about what people go through is when the government shuts down? Are his employees furloughed? Hell no. Is he furloughed? No. And when you shut the government down, people don't get paid. And maybe if none of us got paid if the government shut down, some people on the other side of the aisle would feel differently.
Maybe y'all shouldn't get paid. That's actually a great idea. People in Congress should not be paid unless the budget is balanced. Balanced. Propose that one. How about that? How about that? But of course, like I said, they're all losing their minds over X and Elon. And honestly, the way that it looks to me is they're trying to play this game where they keep calling Elon the president and, Trump is his puppet to try to separate the two, to try to piss Trump off, like I'm nobody's puppet, kind of deal. It's not going to work. But they're, of course, trying it because whenever you hear them mention Elon, they throw around President Elon or Trump's his puppet or, Trump didn't do X until Elon said, try to make it seem and sound as if Trump is following Elon's lead or something like that, which obviously isn't true. Now, I do want to talk about something that J.D. Vance says, because J.D. Vance, of course, made a trip to D.C., and he said something that was quite interesting, and I want you to hear it because it says a lot.
Mr. Vance, will you accept any deal that does not include a debt limit increase?
Look, I'll say one thing. The Democrats just voted to shut down the government, even though we had a clean CR, because they didn't want to give the president negotiating leverage during his first term, or during the first year of his new term. And number two, because they would rather shut down the government and fight for global censorship bullshit. They've asked for a shutdown, and I think that's exactly what they're going to get.
38 Republicans vote against it as well. What's the path forward, Mr. Vance?
Come on, guys.
What will be your policy here?
Are you meeting with Speaker John?
Now, you just heard something interesting there. I don't know if you guys caught it, but one of the reasons why Democrats did not vote for the continued resolution to see the clean CR. I don't know how clean 116 pages could possibly be, but hey, it was a lot shorter than the 1,500 page that was an absolute mound of papers that you guys saw on Nancy Mace's desk in yesterday's video. If you haven't checked that out, definitely go and check it out. It's absolutely insane how massive that mound of paper was. But there also were some Republicans that voted no. But every single Democrat, well, not every single Democrat, but most Democrats voted no as well. And there's a reason why. In the new CR, the 116 page, it defunded their censorship apparatus. It gave no more funding to their censorship apparatus, so they couldn't censor the American citizens the way that they had been before. And that's why they voted no. At least one of the reasons why they voted no. Now, once again, there are some Republicans that voted no, and I have the list. I'll put that up now as well. Okay, so check it out. You can read through it. There is one name that I want to talk about here because it's honestly a guy that I like, Tim Burchett. Okay, Tim Burchett. We're gonna talk about old Tim here because Tim obviously voted no, even though this new clean CR was one that Trump supported and Trump was urging Republicans to vote yes on. Tim Burchett was still a guy that voted no. Now, I do want to put this up here because before anybody tries to call Tim Burchett a rhino, I want to put up his Liberty score on the screen for you. You see that? 95%. I don't believe Tim Burchett is one of the bad guys. Tim Burchett, to me, is honestly one of the good guys. And I'll play a clip for him. And he's honestly super transparent. He's one of the only people that after, a vote has been made, he gets online and he makes a video, and sometimes he'll go into extreme detail on why he voted the way he voted and what was, sometimes in these certain bills, like his latest one. Check it out.
Hey everybody, Tim Burchett just voted against the CR, and I want to tell you why. It's over $1 trillion, and we never even got to read the dadgum bill. $100 billion in disaster assistance that we're given to this administration to spend in the next 30 days. We don't trust them with 50 cents, much less, hey girl, we don't, 100 billion unchecked again. 5.7 billion in there for submarines. Now you got to ask yourself, what does that have to do with this? Why is it in there? Just a lot of things. I guess it just goes back to the actual spending. And then it is a continuation of the Pelosi-Schumer spending levels. Dadgummit, we can do better. This is not the way to run a government. You all elected us to do it differently, and that's what we need to do. Thank y'all so much for sending me here. And look at all the press.
Yeah, so there you have it there. But he does that a lot, where he'll come out after a vote is taken and he'll explain why he voted the way that he voted. He's a super transparent guy. So before anybody tries to, we got a primary Tim Burchett, I think that's a really bad idea. He's one of the good guys. And honestly, I probably would have voted no as well. If I were in the House, I would have probably voted no. 116 pages? Why do we need that much? I think we should I can't talk. I think we should break all of these things down into single issue bills, and we have separate votes. We want disaster relief for the people of Florida, for the folks of North Carolina who obviously had their homes destroyed. Vote on that on its own. Okay? We'll vote on that on its own. We want funding for, the farmers. Vote on that on its own. Debt ceiling. Vote on that on its own. That's the way that I think things should be run. So, honestly, I would have voted the same way as Tim Burchett. No, this isn't good enough. It's better. It's a whole lot better. And I'm sure a lot of them want to go home, right? But that's not good enough. It's not good enough. So the second one failed, and Plan C now is actually kind of similar to what I would like. Check it out.
Breaking news now on that situation with the possible government shutdown. Republicans now are strategizing in different ways to force lawmakers to pass a spending bill, a CR, continuing resolution, before tonight's deadline. Sources are telling Fox News House Republican leaders are expected to present 3 bills. 1, a clean funding CR. 2, disaster relief. You know how many storms we've had, hurricanes, so on and so forth. And 3, a farm aid. You know I'm a big component for that. I want there to be a farm czar when Trump gets into office. And they want a handshake agreement on acting on the debt limit and spending cuts next year. So they want to break out those emergency portions of that giant bill that came in from Democrats, that 1,500-plus page bill that got shrunk last night to 116 pages and still could not pass. They want to break off the farm aid and the storm bill, basically the emergency funding for people, and have that passed separately. Put those priorities first. One Republican lawmaker also is telling Fox they will be on the Hill all night long. The deadline, 11:59:59, they'll go beyond that to try to get this done. 2 others are expecting a House Republican conference meeting later today.
So yeah, that's a little bit better. But even that, I still may vote no because it ain't far enough. Break it all down into single issues. Why do we need 100 pages? For what? If you want 100 pages, fine. We're going to break it down. Break it down completely. It ain't enough just to take the disaster relief. I mean, that's great. That's great. The American people need funding. We can send funding everywhere else on this planet except for to the American citizens that actually need it. So I agree with that. Okay? Farmers, whatever. I agree. Break it off. Vote on it on its own. But like, don't still just have this thick bill just because you took this stuff out and set it to the side. No. Let me know if you think I'm crazy. But I still would vote no. No. I'm done just getting along just to get along. Like, no. Single issue. I'm standing on it. And I could be pretty darn stubborn. I'm standing on it. Let me know if I'm crazy. And I get, Uncle Trump supports this new bill, right? He supported the last one that just was broken down into 116 pages or 105 pages, whatever it was. He supported that. He supports this one. I get it. But at the same time, no, it's not good enough. In my humble opinion, it ain't good enough. Let me know if y'all think I'm crazy for that. If y'all would be angry at me if I were in Congress and I voted no. Let me know. Because obviously I showed you guys the list. There's a list floating around of the people that voted no, and people are almost making it sound and seem as if all of these folks are rhinos. And I'm like, Tim Burchett definitely isn't a rhino. 1,000%. And if I were a member as well, my name would be on this same list because I would have voted no too. It's not good enough. We need better. We demand better. Done with the games. I'm done with the continuing the same old, just because Chuck Schumer, Jeffries, McConnell, and now Mike Johnson wanted to just continue the same old crap of, we're just going to wait until the final hour, even though we know we should be playing, we should have been doing this 80 days ago, okay? Even though we knew that. No, we're not just going, no, shut it down. Shut it down. J.D. Vance even said it, shut it down. I don't care. We'll pass the disaster relief funding. We'll pass whatever for the farmers, and that's it. That's it. Shut the rest down. Don't give a crap. This is your fault. You did this. You thought that everybody would just go along with the get along because it's the last minute and everybody wants to get back home. No, I got time today, right? They would hate me in Congress. They would absolutely hate me. But yeah, man, let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts and your opinions on this. Am I crazy? Talk to me. Peace and love. I'm out.